Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, characters of all shapes, sizes, denominations, and genders, welcome to Requested Monday, the show where you decide what I play. And we're still playing more Betrayal at Krondor. Why? Because it's Betrayal at Krondor month. Because that's what you voted for. And we are actually going to advance the story today. As soon as I remember how to get this done. Hold on. I believe it's this. Properties. DOSBox. Anytime you want to actually capture DOSBox, that would be cool. There we go. Ba, 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 ba. I do love this game. I did actually try to play the sequel, Betrayal at Antara, the spiritual sequel, and I don't know. It was fine. I feel like this has more of a nostalgia filter for me. So, but hope everybody had a good week. There was no Adventure Select on Saturday because Mal, in addition to finally getting over COVID, got an infection and therefore was not available. And yeah, so we had to delay that. Hopefully that'll be happening end of this week. Other things worth noting, the vote for what I play in October is going to be going up in Discord probably today or tomorrow, probably tomorrow. And it's going to be CharacterSelect themed, so make sure you tune in for that. Or check that out, I should say, and make sure you vote. If you're not on the Discord, there's a link at the bottom of every video on YouTube at youtube.com/CharacterSelectShow. You can always join through there. I think that was the only other thing I needed to say. Probably. Where are we? We're near Sethanon. Right, we were looking for that hand. Which, I do really want that hand. It would be a really good way of getting something quite nice. The door was unlocked. James entered the small house and looked around. Judging by the simplicity of the things which decorated the interior, he guessed the house belonged to Max Feber. This is odd, he said, noticing a few items which seemed a bit more expensive than a farmer might be expected to own. Alerted by the incongruity, something told him to investigate the farmer's belongings further. What is that? Turning over the coarsely woven cloth in his hands, he examined the blotches of yellow mold that seemed remarkably like a human face. It was probable the linen had been a burial shroud, the face imprinted on it as the unknown man's flesh had dissolved into moldering corruption. Alright. Gross. Inventory is relatively good. Why am I carrying this? Right, because there was that guy that wanted a bunch. The barn door was locked. Sneaking around to the other side, James spied a flagstone boulder resting against the outside of the back wall. With Gorath's help, he pushed the stone to the side, revealing some broken planks and a hole just large enough for him to slip through. Stealing into the murky darkness, he inched along blindly until his foot bumped into something hard. Crouching down with a smile, he was able to make out the shape of a wooden chest and was relieved to find it unlocked. Why do you have a bunch of Glazer's Guild seals? Are these forgeries? Interesting. Now we just need to find Mr. Feber. Hello. Rubies. Let's take a quick break because it's getting dark out. Cool. Oh, James spotted a man in a field. Bent over, he appeared to be a farmer of some stripe, though his work seemed to become more industrious as they drew closer to him. Undoubtedly, he had seen them as well. Do you happen to know who lives in that house nearby? I would. I lived it half my life in it. Name's Max Faber. Are you certain? Are you funny in the head, lad? Of course I'm sure. How could I not be? Do you often make it a habit to go digging in graveyards? What you mean? I mean, the three of us found a burial cloth, and we think you might have something to do with all this evil that is going on around here. You've been desecrating graves, haven't you? You broke into my house. I'll tell the constable for this. If he were still living in town, I might feel threatened, but I rather imagine you've already managed to scare him off. Now talk. I'm going to have a cozy little chat with a friend of mine named Nivek, Prince Arutha's tax collector. Nice fellow. I think the two of you will get along marvelously. One grave only I dug up. Don't remember the fellow's name now, but he used to own the Six Toe Tavern before Nia took over the shop. Thought that maybe I could scare her into moving out and selling to me, but she's too darn stubborn. What did you do with the corpse? No corpse about him. He was down to a skeleton. Tried to rebury him, but I never found one of his hands. It's bound to be near the graveyard. I think I might have dropped it when I went near old Herschel's house. What else? That's it. That's all I know, honest. Dug him up and then I reburied him. We'll need to find that hen then and rebury it. No thanks to you. Goodbye, sir, and I would advise that you stay away from the Six Toe Tavern from now on. I doubt you will be warmly greeted. Whoop, wrong button. This one. Was there an actual indication that he was there? Huh. Probably not. Okay, so now I need to find the hand. Which... He said it was near some dude's house? Not this one. Shit, what did he say? Hey. Already barded. How are we doing for rations? 13, 13, and 13. Alright, I guess we're fine. So he said he dropped it near some dude's house. Can I talk to him again? Guess not. And somebody took all my stuff. Cool. It's probably not important stuff anyway. Fine. Yeah, I know. We're tired. We're always fucking tired. Only open from midday to midnight, and it's now just after fucking midnight. Cool. Sounds like quite a funny story. Would you care to repeat it? No, I please. James said with the warmest smile as he could muster, understanding why the men might be nervous. Well, okay. I was just telling the fellows about old Glover. Paid 300 sovereigns for a dead man's hand. Thought it was a glory hand or something like that. Figured he could sell it for big money, I guess. Glover. Who's Glover? While we're here, whoop. Let's do that. Who the fuck is Glover? The man at the door flew into a rage. "You!" he shouted, pointing at James. "That hand you sold me was totally worthless. Wasn't a glory hand at all." James took a step back. "I'm afraid you've mistaken me for someone else. I really have no idea what you're talking about. But did you say something about a hand? We'll buy it back from you." "I tossed that worthless thing in the dried-up well, Lighton. 150 sovereigns. That's how much I paid for it. You tell me you'll give me my money back if I retrieve it for you?" "Yeah, sure." The man looked at them suspiciously, threatened to have them strung up if they weren't around when he returned, and then left. Several hours later, he returned with a small burlap bag, placing it on the table with a thunk. He turned to James. "Here's your hand. Now give me back my gold." "I didn't take your gold, so let's call this a sale, shall we?" "Call it whatever you like. Where's my bloody money?" James retrieved the money from his pouch and dropped it on the table. The man scooped it up greedily and demanded they stay until he had a chance to count it all. And now I have a hand. So now we can go back to Seth and on. Do do doom doom boom 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 doom doom doom. I ain't doing shit at night. This is just a tavern and doesn't have an inn. Got it. Sleep till morning. Now, we have spent quite a bit of our cash reserves at this point. Yes. Using his hands to push away the soft, unpacked earth, he wiped perspiration from his forehead with the back of his sleeve and stepped out of the hole he had just created. He motioned for someone to bring him the hand as he carefully opened the pine lid of the decaying box. Then, without looking inside, he dropped the hand and quickly closed the lid, part of it crumbling in his fingers. "Rest in peace now, Jared. Come on, let's fill the grave in and get out of here." "Hey, I fixed your problem. But it's fucking not noon. Cool. I don't know how you've done it, but bless you. I've not heard a knock or bump coming from my shop for hours. First time in weeks. After I do a little dusting, I should be able to reopen it for business. And seeing as you've held up your end of the bargain, I'll hold up mine. As requested, you can have the gallon grief maker I told you about. Thank you again, and please come by the shop across the street anytime. I promise I'll give you the best bargains you can find. Thank you, fine lady. It was our pleasure to serve you." Alright, tell me about this griffin maker. Ooh. Sorry, grief maker. Holding up the double-edged, basket-hilted sword for inspection, James favored it with a nod. The numerous sharp teeth that bristled along the edge of the weapon guaranteed a deep cut if the blade was swung properly. Elf, 29 plus strength, damn. 42 plus strength, damn. Thrust, 15 plus skill, swing 5 plus skill, damn. Racial mod elf. So you're using this, which is also racial mod. Oh my god. Sweet. Merciful Christmas, that is a powerful blade. And then I'm actually going to get... So this is 8 plus strength, 21 plus strength, whereas this is 1529, and it's 10-0, and this is 10-0. So this is strictly better, but I need to get it blessed. But in the meantime... Yep, she does not have anything for sale. Standard Kingdom Armor for 45 gold. Fatimore's Formula. Don't... Unbalancing effects in combat, so it's a better red tea, I guess. Okay, so she just has random shit. I'm okay with that. Do you want this? 186 sovereigns, that's really good. Sure. I'm going to get rid of some extra stuff that I've got here. That's 25. It's 21. Got plenty of restoratives. Still more fucking herbs that I don't need. Want to buy these dragon stones? Yeah, you do. Got a lot of rope. $143 sovereigns? Hell yeah. How much do you get for the goblin sticker? Oh, right. You can't sell your last thing. That's right. Forgot about that. Tuning fork? I don't know what the tuning fork is for. 530. What is this? Algon cocoon? I don't know what that means. Alright, but she doesn't have anything terribly useful, does she? Some bolts, a key, a light bowstring, a venturine. Restoratives for 50 is not bad. Yeah, nothing useful. Nothing terribly useful. Getting that gallon grief maker was absolutely the best thing, though. Alright. I think what we want to do is make a try for Sethanon. As stupid an idea as that is. Ooh. Nice. A little bit of change. Hello? What is this building? Have I seen this? Nope. Or if I have, it doesn't matter. Alright. Bookmark. Oh god, look at them all. Oh. Okay. Boom. Alright. I'm okay with this. Nice. Double nice. Something evil. Yep. Dun 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 dun. Ow. Wow, Gorath getting fucked. These guys are on the weaker side, or the stronger side. Nope, wrong target, and that means James is gonna get hit. This is exceptionally dangerous. Wow, they're strong today. The last one they went down like chumps, and in this one they are not giving a shit. Alright, Owen, find out what the hell this thing does. Apparently it summons dog. Would you stop with the fucking... Alright, Gorath is dead. James is dead. Down to Owen and the dogs. And the dogs are vicious. And also taking shots, so that's good. Not enough, but, you know, they are taking shots. Poppers, no! Well, this seems particularly awful. Why did they go down so fast in the first round? That's death. Also, they never fucking miss, which is kind of frustrating. Yeah, no, there's too many of them. And it doesn't help that they also get first strike and do a shit ton of damage. It almost makes me wonder if there's something that I can do to absorb magic damage. No. Probably not. There is good stuff in Sethanon. Like, very good stuff. Really? Scouting, sure. Casting, sure. Stealth. Nice. Mm-hmm. What do we got? 5 of them again. Run! It puts me back here? That's interesting. Oh, there's 5 of them again. I think the idea is once you kill enough of them, they stop showing up. I think. Where the fuck am I now? Oh, okay. What does this do again? Counteract the effects of enchanted blades. Gang up on him! There we go, 1 down. The more of them we can kill, the better off we'll be. And Owen, for some reason, is taking significantly less damage from these attacks. Which is an interesting thing to notice. Dogs! Nice. I just need things to be bodies. Fuck. Damn it. Hey, the dog got a hit in. Chug, 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 chug. James is having a bad day. Damn it, James went down. Hit! Pupper, no! What the? 75% chance to hit. Generally implies 3 out of 4 hits attacks will hit. Well, Owen's down. But at least we got a couple of doggos. Maybe that'll help. Love to know how a ghost blocks a blade. Fuck! Come on! Absolute bullshit. What does this do? Glug, 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 glug. I don't know if that's gonna help. Nope, ain't doing shit. I'm getting XCOM'd here and it's very frustrating. Alright, Doggo is dead. Like, we almost have this. If there's another fight after this, it's bullshit. Oh my god. With the fucking clouds. If they were attacking normally, I might have a chance. Yeah, no, that's death. Ugh. Run away! Where do we end up? Not too far back. Hey, we made it! Something sinister about the whole area, and he wasn't sure he wanted to follow the dusty road they were on much further. Sethanon ahead, he said. Should we continue and take a look around? As much a fixture in the myths and legends of Midkemia as the stories of the gods told by priests in the temples, Sethanon was nothing more now than a sad old ghost town. In passing a low brick wall which had been overgrown with ivy, they were struck by the words that had been painted there in sheep's blood. Remember us. James stared into the crevice. Standing on the rubble of Sethanon's ancestral keep, he was shaken by the sight of the thousands of Moradel bones, which had been used to fill the gap into the undergrounds. However interested he was in finding out what lay below, he had no desire to burrow through the moldering bodies. But there is something here. There we go. So these are spoiled, and these are spoiled, which sucks. There's some rope here, which we'll give to James. There's a shovel, which we don't really care about. We'll give the torch to James. Scroll of Dragon's Breath, Scroll of Danon's Delusions, and a Scroll of Grief of 1,000 Nights. All of those are great spells, Grief of 1,000 Nights in particular. But I actually have to look up what they do. Hold on. Grief of 1,000 Nights, I know what it does, but Betrayal at Krondor spell list. Danon's Delusion creates a double, which is interesting. Dragon's Breath creates fog, which eases stealth. Very interesting. And Grief of 1,000 Nights stuns one enemy more efficient than blinding, which is Despair Thy Eyes. I believe it does not do damage, but it like freezes them for fucking forever. It's the duration is cost times 2. Minimum cost is 4, which means they are fucking minimum. They are goddamn stunned for 8 rounds. Jesus Christ. What else we got? Skin of the Dragon. Number of rounds equals to cost. That's a disturbing thing. Kills almost all enemies. Damn. And then the quote-unquote best spell in the game is Mad God's Rage, which costs 3 stamina per attack, does 15 to 25 damage per strike, and continues attacking until all targets are dead or the caster is. Which is pretty cool. Okay, run away. Run the fuck away. Run away. Come on. You can do it. Run away. Please stop killing Gorath. There we go. And we made it out. Huz fucking ah. We've successfully looted Sethanon. Okay. Ah, shit. Okay, maybe I spoke too soon. Alright, now we should be good to go. Stay on the path. That's not an inn. Okay, now the other thing that we need to do is get a fuck ton of kingdom armor. Which we need 6 suits, so we'd have to get rid of a bunch of stuff. Let's head back to Krondor for no fucking reason. Would you like far too much rope? Cool. All of this is useful. These aren't useful, but they're important. I don't think I need this. Let's double check. Logan's Journal. Okay, that is useless. Don't need that one either. Okay. Thank you, Nia. Shove that in a bag. Shove that in a bag. That opens up some inventory. So I got plenty of restoratives. Okay. Where are we? We're there. I need to go there. And Krondor is on the way. So keep an eye out for bodies of people that we've killed so that we can loot armor from them. We want to go west. The trip was dull. Is this the road I want to be on? I don't think it is. 'Tis not. Well, kinda is. Unless those bodies have disappeared because I changed areas. Which is entirely possible. Don't worry about what we're doing it. South to Krondor. How did I get here? Oh, dudes. Lots of dudes. Oh, fuck. Look at them all. Ow. Okay, so we got Flamecast. Grief of 1,000 Nights. Gift of Sung, Danan's Delusions, Skin of the Dragon. Pew! That was a good shot. Fuck that guy. Fuck this guy. No one escapes, sir. This is fucking hilarious. Still can't hit this guy to save my goddamn life, though. Jesus Christ. Are you serious? Are you serious? You have a... God. This is insane. Are you kidding me? We just took fucking 12 attacks and we hit him once? Jesus. I mean, I recognize that Gorath is injured. I do. But also, what the fuck? Bitch. Okay. 20 and 16. His strength is lowered because he's badly injured. All right. Need this. Might as well grab these. These are still good. Are you... Wow, you are carrying 25 Serrani corals. All right. So we've got 4 right now. Ooh. And we have 1 open inventory slot, so we can't carry anymore. Which truly is a shame. Where am I? How in the... I went all the way up and around past Quester's View. Good lord. I was not paying attention to what I was doing. But Sarth should be right around here. Yep. Alright, that's fair. Everybody's badly wounded anyway. Yeah, Sarth is the next left. Okay. There's a reason that I want to go to Sarth, and it's to open up an inventory slot. Welcome to the Stardock Annex, where we are going to sell this for 136. Absolute worth. What are you carrying? So we've got 7, 7, and 6 rations. So first things first, fill up on those. Dragon's Breath we already got. Despair the Eyes we already got. Flamecast we already got. Sky Fire is a very good spell. Eyes of a Shap we already have. Night Fingers is good but needs components. Nacre Cicatrix. What the hell is that? Nacre Cicatrix. Caster senses caches with magical artifacts. Interesting, but not terribly useful. Skin of the Dragon we already have. And Thoughts Like Clouds prevents spellcasters from casting, which is good. Kind of want that lightning staff, which basically casts Skyfire, which is, hey, summon lightning whenever the fuck you want. That's the library. Anything in the temple? Maybe we could... 235. 270. What did that do for it? Plus 10. Not great. Not bad, but not great. I will gladly take that. Alright. There's no inn here, right? Right. Okay. I really just wanted to go there to sell the scroll, because that scroll worth 200 and whatever dollars was great. All right, keep going south. Do 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 do. Should be getting up to the Krondor crossroad, which is here. Place. So touchstone gems should give us a better deal. Not much better, but slightly better. Do you sell emeralds? You do, for a fuck ton of money. Nuh-uh. Keshian Tapir. I wish I could see what that was good for. It's probably good for humans, but God only knows. Bunch of whetstones. I need to free up one more block. Sure. Give all. Okay. Now we can carry one more suit of armor. I need to go back to the shop. Go here, talk to you, go boop boop. Exit, back to the inn. There's all kinds of optimizations you can do in this game. Better. Okay. Ooh, wait. Alright. I believe... Oh, it's Lim. Hey. I just want to check to see if any of the bodies in here survived. Because if they did, then they would have kingdom armor on them. I'm willing to bet that they didn't. But it doesn't hurt to check. Oh look, dudes. Never mind. Fuck these guys. Giswa ordains that you shall be her prey. Cool. Ow. Rude. Fucking XCOM, man. I say that as a fucking ardent supporter and lover of XCOM. You're not dead? Jesus. Bitch. Bitch. Cool. Alright. Take another one of those, grab the cash. A ruby. In 40% condition? That's really good. I've got to get rid of something, though. Question is what? The answer is that. Sharpen. Drop it. A little bit more money. A little bit more money. It's this guy, yeah. Alright, that's good enough. So what we can do is we can go to Lighten, find a chest, drop our excess shit into there, grab a suit of armor, and then head back to Lighten to drop off that quest. Where am I? Going the wrong way, that's where I am. Oh, right. Wrong thing. Ghostplat, thank you for subscribing for 69 months. Nice. All right, so boop, boop, boop. Yes. So now we are on the road to Darkmoor, which is cool. Yep. Lyle Rigger. Nothing in there. You don't repair things. Delicious water. Is there anything better than a drink of water when you're like super hot and thirsty? Like you get good water and you're just like, oh yeah. All right, we already barded. All right, so our next goal is to get to Lighten. Yeah, it's just a graveyard. Goes to Malik's Cross. There's Lighten. So all I need to do is find one goddamn suit of armor. Right, that's the healing well, which we actually don't need. Sure. Okay, so when you transition areas, it does. Hello. All right, so hold, cast. Ta-da! Can't get hurt if you're invincible. Look at all of these chestals. An untiring servant it is, carrying loads across muddy earth. One thing that cannot be forced is a return to the place of its birth. Well, that's a river. Nice. Grab that. The rest of that is not necessary at the moment. Power enough to crush ships, or smash ship and crush roofs, yet it must fear the sun. Well, that's ice. $24, not bad. All right, put these in here, along with the Sarani Quarrels and this. Never mind. Looks like the chest is full up. Grab that. Grab that. Do you still have enough space? You do not, so put that back. All right. With sharp-edged wit and painted poise, it can settle disputes without a noise. With sharp-edged wit... Oh, sword. Anything good in here? Kingdom armor. Has it been blessed? It has. Since he's the only one still wearing kingdom armor, it's actually pretty good. Alright, where is this? Just past Lighten. Got it. Take a break. Swear to God, man. Alright. And this is that Lord Lighten's place. So... let's try to fix all of this up as best we can. Because he wants it in decent shape. Oh, have they now? Defense up, armorcraft up, nothing doing. Okay. James nodded in reply, but before he could say more, Lord Lighten was on his feet. "Wonderful!" exclaimed the Lord with a huge smile. "I don't know how you did it, but all I can say is thank you." "Glad we could help," said James nobly. The Lord began to rummage through some of his belongings in a cedar chest in the corner of his house. "Let's see, what do I have here that I could offer as a reward?" "That won't be necessary." "Nonsense," he snapped. "I want to help out. Ah, here we go. These things aren't much, but you may find them useful." He produced a virtue key and a parchment note on the table. They thanked the man, took the items from the table, and placed them in their packs. "Of the fairy chests we have catalogued so far, Lord Lighten, we have found the following words to be used upon certain chests: river, sword, ice. Cool, already knew that. Also, a virtue key for anybody that's terribly curious about that. Is exactly what it sounds like. "This is a virtue key, or I'm a Gwali's uncle," Owen said with a grin, tapping the dorsal-shaped head. "Originally, these keys were only made for chastity belts, but in the last 100 years or so, they've expanded the use of this design. The locks this will open protect very valuable items." So then if we go this way, go back here. So the more important reason to do that is so that people stop fucking bugging me on the road and asking for 25 fucking crowns every time. Or sovereigns, whatever they are. How many lockpicks do we have? Far too... That motherfucker took my goddamn blessed armor. What an asshole. Oh my god. We're going back. Because that's not okay. Shove that in a bag. Thank you. Where did the bag go? Are you serious right now? All right. We'll do this the stupid way. Fucking taking my goddamn blessed armor that I killed for. Or maybe I didn't? I honestly don't know. So we don't need that. Back here. Pop this. Grab that and give it to Owen. That and give it to Owen. Cool. And we could probably make a little bit of money selling this stuff. I do like having money. Actually, you know what I like better than having money? Having a weapon craft skill. Right. There we go. Exactly what I was hoping for. Also, I did find out when you click on these, that's focusing them. So they will increase faster. The more you focus on, the less effect it has overall. Yeah, that's good. Need to grab these back for no reason whatsoever, because I don't even know what these are good for yet. We got 4 and 1. Grab that. Grab those. Give that to you. Give that to you. Use that on that. Perfect. And now, finally, we can continue on our way. Someone has lived here for some time. We are almost to Silden, which is this place, which I guess there was some kind of problem there, but what else is fucking new, right? Whoop. I don't think there's anything over here, but it never hurts to check. Oh, never mind. There's totally something worth it. He got it in the woods and brought it home in his hand because he couldn't find it. The more he looked for it, the more he felt it. When he finally found it, he threw it away. That's a thorn. That's a classic riddle. Key. I said a key. Damn it. Money. Key. Key. Note. Given to Astonis of Cavil Keep the quantity of 500 rubies and 200 golden sovereigns, totaling a value not in excess of 20,000 and 200 sovereigns. Interesting. Thank you for keeping receipts of your nightmare shit. Death to our enemies! No living adversary shall escape the new king of these isles. He will lead us to glory and provide new lands for our people. That is Delacan. Money. Money. Lockpicks. Today he is there to trip you up, and he will torture you tomorrow. Yet he is also there to ease the pain and when you are lost in grief and sorrow. No, it's not brother. I can almost spell brothel. I don't think it starts with A. My next thought was traitor, but today he is there to trip you up, and he will torture you tomorrow. And he's also there to ease the pain when you are lost in grief and sorrow. Oh, it does start with an A. Make sure you spell it right. Alcohol! Glad we took that little trip off the road. Oh, dudes. Withdrawing strange packs from their tunics, they pelted Gorath and Owen with globs of material that smelled terribly. Confused at first, Gorath examined the material, then realized what was happening. It's a Quagian battle tactic, James shouted. They're throwing disease-infected mulch. We've got to take them down. Well, it's a good thing that I know Grief of 1,000 Nights. Fuck you. And you. Bitch. And just for giggles, also, you. Easy. No one wished to speak of it. Great. We're all fucking plagued. That only reduces plague by 70%. Lovely. Take that. Grab that. Nice. Okay, what's on this note? Crawler, the seals are perfect. We should have no trouble getting into Romney with these. Too much activity to store them here, though. Move the whole lot to a barn outside. Light and pale a gold roaming farm and watch over them. Good thing I found that guy. Alright, so you've got 5, 5, and 5. So, give you 4, 4, and 3. Because split among party doesn't work as well as it should. I really should be doing still collecting the armor of past that part. Still collecting the armor or past that part? Past that part. Click. Aventurine. The only reason I'm collecting the armor is to make a little bit of money. Okay. Think we should go in looking for supplies? I think we should go in and sleep off our fucking plague, my dude. Haka's Conjulo. Alright, what do you got? Magical Scroll of Dragon's Breath. Flamecast. Skyfire. Hocho's Haven. What does that do? Hocho's Haven is shields a party member for cost times 4 absorbed, but we have Skin of the Dragon. That's garbage. Eyes of the Shap we already have. Night Fingers we don't need. Nakre Cicatrix. Skin of the Dragon. Stardusk. Stardusk? Yeah, just light on when you're above ground. Done. Tattooed dwarf stared at them. Smiling, he revealed a mouthful of teeth which had been filed into shark-like points, and his black eyes seemed just as deadly. Sa'akai Enkonsi, he said, speaking with a thick Keshian lilt. He motioned to a table that was nearby. Please, gentlemen, the game awaits you. Not feeling like beginning an argument with the strange Skashakan cannibal, James allowed himself to be escorted to a table where a deck of poker cards were stacked. The man was a gambler. Withdrawing a deck of cards thicker than those used for Linlan or Pashawa, he slapped it down on the table, withdrew a strange-looking card, and flipped it over. A woman was drawn on the face of the card. Called a blue lady, the man said with a drawl. The game is poker, the latest thing played by the Keshian dog soldiers. Have you heard of it? James nodded. I've even had occasion to play it with mercenaries passing through the local tavern. Though the gambler seemed disappointed, he continued. An even bet. I'll pay you half of what you bet since you already know how to play. I'm not going to do that. The man scarcely acknowledged them. You look like a sorry dog, James commented, noting the long look on the man's face. What troubles you? Today I drink up the last winnings I ever made in Lancers tourneys, he said, watching the swirling contents of his cup. From this day forth, I have to earn an unsullied day's living. James arched a brow. I wouldn't call being a Lancer a sullied profession. No, the man said with a pained smile, not ordinarily. But I am beginning to advance in years, and my strength is not all it used to be. At the last Lancer's tourney, I bought a phial of Fatimir's formula. Fortunately, before the last joust of the day, I was discovered drinking it. My lord rescinded my bond, and the master of ceremonies forbid me ever attending another tourney, so I may never again seek another noble employer. Reaching into his belt, he pulled out a small vial and slapped it into James' palm. All yours. I'll be happy not to see another drop of it in all my life. James squinted. Why give this to us? I'm not specifically giving it to you, the man said. You were just at hand when I decided to give it up. But to give you an understanding why I'm giving it up, perhaps I should show you something. Pulling up the hem of his tunic, he indicated a puckered scar which marred the flesh above his navel. Several of the knights I defeated in the tourney gathered together, and among them decided I should be taught a lesson. A hot iron shoved into your guts can be a very convincing teacher. You only sell spoiled rations? Fuck you. Free money. Okay, what we want to do is exit, go to the shop. That's fine, I just need the inventory space. Fadamir's formula. This to Gorath. Sharpen his blade. Sell it. Or don't. I don't care. Alright, and then exit. Nice. What have we increased? Barding and Armorcraft. Barding and Barding. Cool. Seriously, Plague is the worst. It's like, oh, man, well, at least if you could fucking become immune to it after you've been infected with it once, but no. Okay, down to 58. We're going to have to do some resting. Plague is like poison, but worse, basically, for anybody that's terribly curious. $30. Okay, we're still healing a little bit, but let's renew. This is cheaper than using restoratives. This is also dangerous since we're running low on rations. %. Okay. James is good. Owen is not. Plague is going up again. That's annoying. Okay, everybody is cured of plague. Could have been a lot worse. James shouted at the ship. Appearing at the railing of the ship, a golden-haired man waved down to them, advising them to stand clear of the net that was coming over the side. What ship is this? James shouted. The Mist Devil this is, the sailor replied proudly, pounding the rail with a fist. Only ship fast enough to have slipped away from Captain Trenchard, readying sail for the Isle of Aortus at the moment. James considered for a moment. How much for a passage to the Isle? 30 golden sovereigns, the sailor called down. Are you interested in making the trip? If so, come on up the gangplank. Sure. The Isle of Aortus. Temple of Aortus' origins were clouded in myth, inhabited by a splinter faction of the Temple of Killian. The priestesses who took up residence on the desolate isle believed their prayers would one day summon the ancient sea god from oblivion. Can't teleport here. Fire is still cold. James motioned to the figure across the room. The woman nodded, then made her way across the wooden floor until she was standing before them. Among you there are injured who need looking after. The ship should return here soon. I would advise you seek help as soon as possible. But that's why we've come. The shipmaster in Sildon said we could find a healer on this island who could help us. You have been misinformed. I am not a priestess of Sung, and Aortus concerns himself solely with the denizens of his kingdom of the sea. He will only act on their behalf. Thus is his purpose as deigned by the will of Ishap, the one above all. When I was young, I was fortunate enough to have learned something about how the temples all worked. I thought it remembered that a god can sometimes be compelled outside his purpose in return for a duty of obeisance. That is true, but Aortus is but a shadow of what he once was. Once upon a time, before the Valeru warred with the gods of Midkemia, his influence was as the depth and breadth of the seas and all that moved across them. When at last he vanished, Killian assumed control of his realm, but some essence of what he was still survives. We cannot communicate with a god that is lost. But what if we were to act on his behalf? Do you think he would grant us favor? I cannot know. If there were more than an essence of him in this place, perhaps we could commune with him and learn his thoughts. But we of the Order of Aortus are the servants of a vanished god. We will see his will only in very small ways. Perhaps we are here to serve that will. What can we do to help you? I see no harm in your request, but I guarantee you no measure of success or failure in your efforts. I can depend only on what the omens may tell me. Perhaps Aortus will stir from his slumber to grant you his favor. Until then, the Mist Devil will no longer bring you to this isle. Could you at least give us a read on where to start? You may be able to read the god's will in the falling of a sparrow, but some of us are not half so clever. Of late, we have had many tell us the Rusalki, who sometimes linger near the rivers, have become disturbed. If you find them all and lay them to rest, it might serve your purposes. I will warn you, however, that many of these sisters of Eliam are wily and will find ways to hide their presence. Many do not wish to be sent into the halls of Lim's Kragma. You'll need to be clever in finding them. This is my advice. Interesting. 285 sovereigns. Sure. +5. Not worth. Cool. Yeah, right. You only sell fucking spoiled rations. Who are you? James motioned to the figure across the room. The man walked over to join them. You will bring ill luck on all our heads. I do not wish your business. Why do you wish us gone? If you are here, you have crossed paths with those who have worked for the crawler. All who cross him die. You wouldn't happen to mean some men who were waiting outside of town, would you? I will say nothing more to you. I am content as a living man. I can understand your fears. I will ask no more questions of you for now. Interesting. I have a feeling we're going to have to come back here. For a 24, that's ridiculously cheap. Alright, Sildon sucks. Alright, we are now very, very hungry. Anybody got rations? Nope. Nope. Oh, shit. Ice ran the length of Owen's spine. Desperately, he tried to recall what little he knew of temple magic as the enemy advanced towards them. He regretted not having spent more time studying the texts on the Midkemian goddess of death, Lim's Kragma. Within a second, there were ashen-faced creatures in their midst, studying them with eyes long devoid of life. What the fuck are these things? Other than immediately annoying. Thousand Nights of Grief. Ow. Are these the Rusalka? You stop. Ow. Pew. Continue griefing with the Thousand Knights, because fuck these guys. What are you? Yeah, it's a Rusalki, or a Rusalka. Alright, one down. Heal. Heal. Crush. Stab. Alright, this could be worse. This could be going far, far worse. Damn right it has. 52 and 61. A little bit of change. Where am I? Okay, so this is the river. We're almost to Romney. Only 3 of them. I can deal with 3 of them. Ow. Fuck. Ow. Jesus. Bonk. Any stat increase initiative? I mean, James is training a couple of skills. I'm actually going to have him heal up. There we go. Continue healing. Keep healing. There we go. Problem solved. Oh, sweet, delicious food. That means these are spoiled and six pennies. James stopped. With a puzzled look on his face, he turned to Gorath. There are some men up ahead, and judging by their strides, I'd say they were guarding something. Perhaps we should avoid this area until we can find out what they're up to. Interesting. Guarding something. This is the only way to get to Romney. Sorry you crossed swords with Krondor! Now, motherfucker. Seriously, Grief of 1,000 Nights trivializes the combat in this game. Man, I don't know what's going on, but I'm gonna kill you because you're in my goddamn way. Bitch. Rogue mage. Alright. Trash. Slightly less trash. Ooh. That's worth cash money. The Rapid Rook's Inn. Hello? Well, first things first. Free money, 63 bucks. Welcome, gents. It's going to be dark pretty soon. You should think about spending the night. Dangerous out there. Dangerous? Why is that? The dead have taken up refuge in these parts. They stalk the roads by night and have been attacking travelers. If I was you, I'd think about staying here tonight and getting an early start in the morning. 72 sovereigns for the night? Fuck off. At least the rations are good. Methinks the innkeeper is running a bit of a scam. Alright, that's the gambler. He doesn't give a shit. What do we got? Weapon craft, barding and weapon craft. All right. Now that we actually have food, he said don't go out at night because there's the dead. Ooh. Why are there 2 inns here? 99 sovereigns. Sweet. $25 sovereigns for the night. Fuck off. You also have rations. 8, 8, 10. So... Excellent. Something evil, you say. That's stealth. And more Rusalki. Ow. Ow. Stop running, you're just gonna die tired. Brah! Big swing hits. Good job, James. You did it. On second thought, let's not sleep here. There's something around. Excuse me? Keep out. No. Bitch, you coming to my house and tell me what to do? No. No. Hi there. Pew! Oh, big hits. This is kinda mean, but I love it. Damn it, James. Donut James. Thank you. Well, he's very badly wounded. Get him, James. Barding and stealth, and barding and accuracy crossbow. Okay. Really? Are you gonna fucking cockblock me like that? It really is. Holy shit. Oh, you bastards. You bastards. Spoiled? Nope, good. But he loves a good ration. And a little bit of change. The owner of the house, a bearded man of about 50, obviously saw James approaching because the door swung open before he had a chance to knock. "Good day, sirs. My name is Buck Rosh, and who might you be?" James made the appropriate introductions, and the man smiled at them warmly. Then he said, "The river has been fruitful this season. Could I interest you in some fine gents and some dried trout? Perhaps you'd like to buy one of my handmade shovels, or maybe a torch." Oh. Alright. It's a good price for rations. Kind of weird that you're selling that here, but, you know, well, that's fine. I ain't judging. This is the keep out place. Doesn't seem that anybody's about. You have 2 wells? It's a little weird. Thought I saw something. Didn't. More fucking... What are you? Ding. Well, that's okay. I don't need to know what you are, because what you are is vulnerable to grief of 1,000 nights. No, you're not? Uh-oh. That is bad news. Can't hurt me, I'm a fucking invincible, bitch. Still invincible, bitch. It's a shade. Okay. Alright, we got it. This is the house of Madame Hafra. Futures, speaking with the dead, rumors. Yeah, I'd like a session with Madame. Do not question some of the things my wife may say or do. We recently lost a daughter and have shaken Hafra's belief in some of her abilities. Please, if she asks for acceptance, no matter what she may have said, please treat her kindly. Without another word, he shoved aside the curtain and allowed them into a rear room where Madame Halfer waited. Seated at a table, she wore a woven brocade vest with over a lightly dyed peasant's blouse, and her hands and neck were ornamented with bright wooden beads. Please have a seat, she muttered, waving a brightly nailed hand at the rude chairs that were set across from her. As she spoke, her eyelids fluttered as if she were speaking through an alcoholic haze. I may provide 3 services for you. We may speak of local rumors, I may tell thee of the future, or I may speak to the dead. What would you have of me? Rumors. Rumors. I will tell thee of the only rumor about which I know. Many have come and spoken to me of Rusalki that roam the lands near the river's Pilot Folly at night. But these are lies. Startled by the ferocity with which the woman had bitten off the last word, James shrugged his shoulders. I had not heard anything of them. Do not seek the Rusalki. They are of no harm to anyone. Although he had remained quiet as Hoffer had begun to rant, Bella moved forward and touched her on the shoulder, seemingly relieving the wildness that was overcoming her. These gentlemen are friends. You will not be injured. You will forgive me. This has touched our lives, but I can explain no further. Tell me of the future? We shall tell your future. You shall discover wealth in a hidden place, but shall lose something dearly won so that you may obtain it. In gaining it, you shall have great joy, but later find that it holds great misery for the... That's fucking bullshit. Alright. We believe you. Closing her eyes, the old woman shook as if a tree bowing beneath the winds of a howling gale, her lips drawn taut, and her face drained of color. After several moments of effort, she shook her head. I cannot help you. Lim's Kragma holds those you wish too tightly. Alright. That was weird. Farmland that's not farmed. Where the fuck am I? It's like a constant theme. We're not even to Sloop yet? Jesus Christ. Here I was thinking we had made it a good distance and we're almost all the way to Romney, but no, we haven't even made it to fucking Sloop. Which is right the fuck here. Nope. It's closed. That's sleeping. 127 hello. That's free fucking money. Temple. The house was obviously deserted. Still, James thought it would be a good idea to knock. No sooner had his knuckles touched wood than the door swung open freely. He blinked several times as his eyes adjusted to the murky darkness. So it doesn't seem to be anything. Suddenly, a scrawny ball of fur exploded at the house, raking Gorath painfully across the face. Damnation! Cat must have been trapped in there for days. He caught his breath, then went over to check on Gorath's injury. Is he actually hurt? I don't know. Sleeper. James could smell alcohol. Pushing the door of the shop open, he was met by a sharp-faced fellow who was carrying a wooden keg. Quickly dumping it with a pile of other casks, he wiped his hands off on a towel, then extended his hand. Harlan, he said, I'm the brewmaster around here when I'm not hauling things about. And where exactly is here? This is the upturned keg. Best brewery this side of Romney. Would you care to sample some of our stock? We make a dandy apple wine. I can have some decanted for you. Refusing as politely as he knew how, James shook his head. We have to keep our heads about us. We have a long road ahead, and there's been some trouble around, or so I hear. We'll leave you to get back to your business. All right. Is there not an inn here? There is not. The front door of the small house held a crudely made sign which read, Unusual items for sale. James knocked and waited for someone to answer the door. A tall, shadowy man appeared and ushered them into the house. You come to buy something, yes? He asked through crooked yellow teeth. Guess that depends on what you're selling, friend, Helen replied. They followed a man to a large wooden table. It was covered with about a dozen items, mostly junk, but one caught James's eye. Tell me about this piece. Where did you get this? He asked, picking up a broken medallion that looked as though it had been stepped on more than once. The man eyed them nervously. Found it around here somewhere. Would you like to buy it? He made a half-hearted sales pitch, then seemed almost relieved when the offer was rejected and he was told they had to leave. Turning to Owen, James said, "Did you notice the Nighthawk emblem on that medallion? I would say there definitely are, or were, Nighthawks in this area." Looks like a temple, but it would appear this place was abandoned. Pretty woman of about 30 answered James's knock. She came to the door holding a leather-bound book. Looking past her into the house, James could see 4 or 5 children of various ages. "I'm afraid you gentlemen are a little old for my classes," she said. "Oh, yes. Okay, then. Well, we won't disturb you any further. Goodbye, miss." After the door closed, James turned to Gorath and said, "Don't give me that look. Teachers always make me nervous." Standing in front of the wooden door, James paused to marvel at the construction of the house. Unlike many such houses, this one had apparently been built quite soundly and out of good materials. He knocked on the solidly built door. A moment later, a large man appeared in the doorway, his sandy-colored hair dancing around on his head thanks to a gentle breeze. "You fellows come about a house? No one builds 'em better," he said proudly. James took a step back. "We were just admiring the fine job you did. Very nice work. Unfortunately, we're just passing through." They talked to the men for a few minutes, discovered there was a temple on the other side of town, and then left. You sell stuff. And we already got rid of the Ring of Krondor. All right, cool, thanks. To 44. Barely competent. All right, this place has been a bit of a bust. There's a temple here, and it's abandoned. That's kind of weird. All right. Another fucking ruby? Hot damn. A little bit of change and a shitty ass sword. That we can sharpen to pretty decent quality. Not bad. All right. I don't know what to do with this ruby. I'm going to sell it. $137. Hell yeah. I love money. The goal of any game is to get as much money as you can so you can do the fun stuff. Give you that so that I can give you that. So that I can give you that. Boop. That was quick. Their attack was unexpected. Ha 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 ha! Uh-oh. Rude. But you know what's really rude? Grief of 1,000 Nights. Fuck that guy in particular. Actually, no. Ow. He sunk my battleship. What a jerk. Didn't block that one, motherfucker. Brah. Bonk. Bitch. Gorath is a nightmare. Holy shit. He's got that Gallon Grief Maker. He is a nightmare. I mean, sure, when he lands a hit, his accuracy melee is 62, which is really good. Money. Still got a bunch of corals. Some good rations. Healing Poulda. Moradel Lamprey. And we'll hold off on that. More change. I think there's another body here. See if I can get it. I think I got it. Okay. Couple more rations. 12, 12, and 12. All right. And some decent swords for some purpose. More change. Not sure what those guys were doing there, but I guess it doesn't really matter. The Nameless Hideaway. Three sovereigns? That I will gladly pay. I like making sure that everybody has the same amount of rations. Just makes calculations a lot easier. Hey, Owen, get to Barden. 42, not bad. Ding. So when you said the party's barding skill is increased, what you mean is Owen's barding skill is increased. Got it. Something very strange about the house. James couldn't put his finger on it, but the house had a dreamlike feel. Or was it a nightmare? He barely remembered knocking on the door, but he was sure no one had answered. That's weird. Alright. They go up white, but come down yellow and white. This one is fun. Alright. It's eggs. Hello? Within the kingdom, the rapier was considered the weapon of experts and fools. Smaller bladed than classical broadswords, it demanded a great deal of skill and concentration to use, its primary strategy depending on its sharpened point rather than its hacking edge. Fetters of Rhyme. Which does what? Fetters of Rhyme is... freezes all and damages most enemies. Okay, so it's kind of like Flamecast, but it does cost times 2 damage instead of Flamecast, which does cost times 3. Interesting. I want that rapier. I recognize that it says racial mod elf, but that is a plus 20 skill and plus 25 strength and plus 15. That is an insanely good weapon. It would be really good for Gorath, but Gorath already has the Gallon Griefmaker. He don't need no rapier. Hey, look. Romney. The way ahead was blocked. From among the men who were guarding the bridge, a man stepped forward to confront them. The city of Romney is sealed at the moment to all citizens, and to all but the citizens and those who are members of the Glazer Guild. Do you have one of our seals? Yes. Why is a guild in charge of the city? Constabulary were all killed in the uprising of the River Pullers Guild, and no one else in any authority was left alive to administrate. When I was approached to take command, I decided I would use my men in the guild to help maintain order until such a time the Duke was able to arrive from his estates. Makes some sort of sense. Where can we find the king's men from Bastira? They'll be holding up in the Black Sheep Tavern for a celebration of some kind. I believe I heard one of them say they found something they were looking for. I'm not sure what it's all about. I think that may mean good news for us as well. Good night, Reeve. We're on into Romney. Can James use the bigger sword, the Gallon Griefmaker? Yes. It's also racial mod elf. But it's only 15 skill. So this is actually better for Gorath, because Gorath has better accuracy, whereas James needs the boost to accuracy. And also he's got 20 strength. This does 29 strength, and this does 25 strength. Gorath has 31 strength. So Gorath is a nightmare with the Gallon Griefmaker, basically. It does mean that the Goblin sticker is kind of not good anymore. So you can't get in here unless you have the Glazer's Guild seals, which, hey, we do. I'm going to hang on to this because I know that Locklear is going to need a weapon. Alright, what are you selling? It's got that great tower plate, which could be nice. And the elven corals. It's a lot of money for corals, though. I just want everything to be up to max. The meeting hall was full. Assembled in the room were a dozen grizzled-looking men, all seated around a long table at the head of which sat a young man sporting a goatee. As they entered, a servant quickly pointed them to a bench off to the side, indicating that a meeting of some import was underway. "I don't care what Mitchell Waylander may or may not be doing," the bearded man said sternly. "I am the Duke of Romney, and you will do as I request, else I will call up others from Bastira. Tyra, do you really wish to call King Liam's attention to this matter?" Unsettled by the vigor with which the young duke made his point, the various guild leaders shifted in their seats. One, a tremendously overweight man whose clothes tested their seams, leaned forward, careful not to spark too much of a response. "It is entirely possible that the leader of the River Pullers was assassinated by the leader of one of the other guilds here. It's even possible he sits in this room with us. If you have someone in mind, Botho, why don't you simply come out with a name?" Another man replied, leaning across the table to grab the obese guildmaster's shirt. "Talk, you overweight cat's innard! Enough!" Slamming down the tankard of whoop. I did not mean to hit that button. Okay, we apparently pissed somebody off. Good to know. Probably not that important. Don't worry about it. Even as they threw the door open, James bit back the impulse to vomit. Kingdom soldiers lay scattered about the room, each lying in his own coagulating pool of blood. Nowhere did there appear to be anyone untouched by murderous hands. The spyglass and the spider. So the whole point of that chapter is to get to Romney, so that you can contact those dudes. And then as soon as you do, the coppery smell of burning flesh filled the air. Hold on a sec. Fit to screen. Coppery smell of burning flesh filled the air. Embers leapt from the funeral pyre into the growing dusk, joined the winking points of light that would later become a blaze of crystalline stars. Around the flames, villagers gathered in dark clots, their faces overwritten with blank, unreadable expressions. Like moth to a candle, they drifted near and mourned and thought and sniffed. They had come to watch the flames feed. Gorath's fathomless green eyes nictitated. That's what the fuck does that word mean? Nictitate. To close and open quickly. Just say he blinked rapidly, for fuck's sake. In the firelight as he turned and gazed at Owen, who flinched uncomfortably at his side. "There can be no one easier asleep than a warrior murdered in his cups," Gorath said. Oh, I didn't actually transition this properly, sorry. Gorath said, his voice only slightly louder than the spitting hiss of scorched bone. "They nipped at the heels of the nice hawks, be certain of that." "So you think we're getting close?" Owen asked. Gorath began to speak, but his words congealed on his lips as his eyes locked with the burning gaze of Senior James. And then we gotta do this again. Fit to screen, and transition. "I've had it with your mysterious half-answers, Moradel. Now for the sake of your continued health, I want to hear some explanations fast. Why you were here in Romney a 6 months before you made your appearance at the Inklindel Pass." "The only explanation, senor, is that you are mistaken. I have never been south of the Inklindel. When we carried the dead from the Black Sheep Tavern, a tavern boy informed me that a man answering to your description called on 3 unwholesomes dressed in black, all of whom wore the trademark silver rings of the Nighthawks. He heard them refer to the Moradel as Gorath. It seems that this Moradel paid a sizable sum of money to those Nighthawks before... It seems that this Moradel paid a sizable sum of money to those Nighthawks before departing. Enough, perhaps, to arrange the death of a company of the king's soldiers? He may well have paid a king's death, but I know nothing of it. I realize it may impress little upon you, but Gorath is a passing common name in the Northlands, and oft as not, your kingdom folk have mistaken me for an elf. The barkeeper was likely deceived by enemies of mine. If I had cause to mislead you or your prince, I would have found a far less convoluted means of confusing the royal sanity. Look elsewhere for your enemies, James. While we may not be friends, I mean you no harm. I shall look where I wish until you are no longer my responsibility. We may not be able to strike at the Nighthawk stronghold, but if we can locate it, we may still be able to get inside and find the information Prince Arutha needs. The Nighthawks will shun Romney for a time. However bold they may be in their murderous nights, they flee when daylight breaks. No one walks without leaving footprints, and these men are no different. However skilled they may be at assassination, they have never been any good at covering their tracks. Let me see those things you found in the tavern. They are here. Good. These are our footprints. Of all the items we found on the dead company, both of these items seemed conspicuously out of place, and may be related in some way to our elusive murderers. We begin our hunt for the Nighthawks with a spider and a spyglass. Solve the mystery of the spider and the spyglass. That's it. That's the only information that you're getting. So if we go to our inventory, this is actually a really cool spider too. With the exception of its carnelian-tinged fangs, the miniature spider glinted a deadly silver hue. On its underbelly, a long, shallow groove bisected its length and passed between its fangs, a groove through which a sword blade or an arrow point could easily be passed. Hey look! It's poisoned! So yeah, so now we have that, which is cool. No, I don't want to gamble with you. In fact, I would much rather Bard. Ooh, they had high standards. James motioned to the figure across the room. The boy walked over to join them. He stood before them, eyes downcast. Are you going to take me away? Why would we want to do that? Because when I broke things, Master always told me someone would come and take me away someplace bad and someplace dark. They would never feed me and I'd never see the light of day. I knew when all those people got killed in here that someone would come for me and take me to the bad place. You don't have anything to be afraid of, Jason. You didn't kill those men. It's not your fault. Master says anybody that stays under our roof is our responsibility, and I was here when they were killed. That means it's my fault. Then you saw the murders? No, but they came in and told me to leave or they'd hurt me real bad. They didn't tell me what they were going to do. What did the men who told you to leave look like? They were big and they had birds on their chests like eagles, and they smelled funny, like sometimes the sailors from Kesh smell like flowers. Hawks on their chest. That at least confirms the Nighthawk's involvement. Do you know anything about a spider made of silver or brass spyglass that one of the men that were killed might have carried? It's very important. Think hard. I don't know anything about the spider, but I remember that one of the king's men had a brass tube with little pieces of glass in the ends of it, and I could see things that were far away with it. He said that he and one of the other men had brought it back from Silden. Did he say where in Silden he got it? No, just in Silden. Can you think of anything else? Did anyone else come into the Black Sheep before the murderers? A carrying man brought in some wine from the upside-down keg for the soldiers. Told me it was sent special, but besides that I can't think of anything. Thanks, Jason. We may be back later to ask you more questions, so don't go anywhere. Alright, so we now have multiple leads. Just like that. Hey, your rations aren't poisoned, right? I'm sorry, you're charging 23 fucking gold? Fuck off. Alright, they were shown into a room. Seated cross-legged in a large wooden chair, Duke Romney was staring at a large lumpy form which was heaped on top of the meeting table, his youngish features obviously clouded by some issue of great concern. What's under the sheet? James asked. Botho Chandler, the Duke replied grimly. They found him in the alleyway and have dropped him off here until the undertakers can come for him. Murdered? Unfortunately, it's no great mystery. He was fighting with the leader of the Millers Guild and got cornered by 3 mercenaries. We have them all in custody. Things have gotten so bad here that we're regularly building a bonfire to burn the bodies from this idiot private war between the guilds. Any way we can be of assistance? James asked, taking a glance at the sheet beneath the sheet at the obese corpse. We may be in the area for some while. Drumming his fingers on the table, the Duke stared intently at them. Actually, you may be of service to me, he said after a thoughtful moment. If I can convince Arlie Steelsoul to come into negotiations with the rest of the guilds, it's possible I can break this deadlock between them. My father always said that the guilds will follow Mitchell Waylander and Arlie Steelsoul whichever way they go, but unfortunately Mitchell is too intertwined in the origins of this problem for me to use him effectively. Where do we fit into this? You're neutral, he said, gaining his feet. You were born outside Romney and you have no connections to the guilds. I am right about that, aren't I? Quickly, an anxious look flickered in his direction, but quickly vanished as he noticed that James was shaking his head. Excellent. My point being, as the Duke, the guilds might view a private meeting between myself and Arlie as unfair negotiation. They have to believe that he is coming to the negotiation table of his own free will, and believe me, they will be watching his movements for a while. So you want us to find this Arlie Steelsoul fellow and convince him to come and negotiate with the rest of the guilds, is that it? James asked. Just so. You will find that he has a small house to the west and south of here. I would advise you, though, he is a paranoid man. He keeps himself well guarded, and there may be some danger involved. I will reward you for your efforts, of course. That's all right, James said with a smile, headed towards the door. We're used to danger. One last thing to check. Yep, still got all of these. Don't need all of these. Where's the spyglass? There's the spyglass. Relatively simple device, the spyglass was a cylinder of brass fitted with a large glass lens at one end and another smaller lens on the opposite end. While spyglasses were used to spot distant objects, James suspected this one had been rendered useless by the cracks in the larger lens. So now all of the enemies have respawned. And once again, you basically have free reign to go wherever the hell you want. But first step is to go south towards Silden. We can also go north to Prankstone, Den Camp on the Teef, High Castle. I kind of want to go north to Prankstone and Cavil Keep. This right here is the Sandalur Pass, whatever they called it, leading to Tirsog. And that's why when the game started, we were between Yabon and Lamut, because they came down here and went south and were going all the way down to Krondor. So. But I think that is as far as we are going to go for today. After we kill these motherfuckers. Oh, they're immune! Like a bunch of dicks! Why did I just slash with a rapier? Jesus Christ. Bitch! Bitch! Oh, hello, money. I do like the money. Yep, nothing useful. Okay. But yeah, I think that's as far as we're going to go for today. Let me make a proper save. Ta-da. Alright. But, thanks everybody for watching. I did truly forget how much I enjoyed this game. The writing in it is fantastic. For a video game released in the 90s, so good. I do quite enjoy it. I wish there were more to it. Specifically, I wish that spells were described in-game, as opposed to just, you know, telling you what their effects were poorly. I wish that inventory space wasn't as limited as it was, which is something they fixed in Betrayal of Antara. But yeah, I love this game. We're going to play this one more week. We're going to play this next week. The vote for what I play in October is going to go up later this week. It's going to be some kind of spooky season game. Don't worry about that. And I will be back, hopefully, assuming everybody is healthy and whole, on Saturday for Adventure Select. So make sure you show up for that. Thanks everybody for watching. Have a great night. Have a great weekend. Or week. And I'll see you next time.